A record high gold price was the perfect backdrop for the annual Diggers and Dealers Mining Forum in Kalgoorlie this week.
While the thousands of people who flew into the goldfields city injected cash into the local economy, the region does want more of an ongoing financial boost. Business reporter Rachel Pupazzoni has been in Kalgoorlie for the week and she joins us now. Rachel, thanks so much for being here. First of all, tell us what Diggers and Dealers is all about.
It's this massive mining conference, Josh, arguably the biggest in Australia. It started 28 years ago, a lot smaller. Essentially what it is mining companies, and particularly those smaller mining companies still in the exploration phase, presenting what they're doing to institutional investors to try to get some cash injection for their projects. It's turned into a big event here in Kalgoorlie. Really does interrupt pretty much all operations here. Some of the roads are shut down. The Goldfields Art Centre is hosting the event. A massive tent is erected in the car park. Caterers fly in from Perth. I went to the Thai restaurant the other night and they'd run out of food. So everybody is affected in a good way for those couple of days that the conference goes on.
Yeah, it's good until you want your pad thai and then all of a sudden not so good anymore. All those miners must have been pretty thrilled with the gold price though.
Yeah, of course, the perfect backdrop. You couldn't ask for a better week to hold a gold mining conference in the gold capital of Australia. We saw record high gold prices against the US dollar, a surge above 1,500 US. I think it's come back just a little bit overnight, but in terms of, and that was a 6-year high, in terms of the Aussie dollar, it has never been higher, worth more than $2,200 an ounce. Those numbers are unprecedented. Most of the miners that I spoke to and the investors, even the local community, really thrilled with those numbers. Here's one miner that I spoke to.
It's one of the better times. I haven't seen gold prices like this, I don't think ever. 21.53 Australian dollars, so Australian dollars backed off a little bit. Gold price has gone up. So I'm feeling pretty confident. When I joined 5 years ago, we hedged some gold at 1,400 Australian dollars. So it's been a journey over 5 years.
Now, you've remained in Kalgoorlie after all the heavy honchos have left town. What's the mood like when the conference leaves?
As you can probably see behind me, it's pretty quiet this morning. We obviously have a little bit of a time difference to where you are, but things have definitely quietened down. The first part of the week you could see a lot of men in suits walking around the streets of Kalgoorlie. It's calmed down a lot since then, but there's been a real buzz in the town because this is a mining town. There are many in Australia similar to it that are affected by the price of commodities, whether directly or indirectly. And so with the price being so high, there's a really good buzz around town. I've spoken to the local mayor, business owners, council groups, and of course just down at the pub as well. So people really happy to have the conference, but I think a little bit pleased that all the commotion has left now.
It's a great mining destination, great skills, great people, great commitment to the industry. But I think the other thing we need to recognise is that the narrative, the mainstream narrative about mining is not very positive in Australia. And we need to get better at telling the story. We need to demonstrate the contribution we make to the economy, to the local communities, the jobs and the skills that we're providing to these rural communities. And I think we can do a better job at that.
So that was Jake Klein from Evolution Mining speaking there, and he touched on a really important subject, which is a concern for Kalgoorlie residents, that while the gold price is at record highs and a lot of those mining companies are doing pretty well, the value of that isn't necessarily flowing into towns or cities like Kalgoorlie. And that's because we've seen a real growth in the number of FIFO workers. So rather than people living in towns like Kalgoorlie and bringing their family, attending the local school, going to the Thai restaurant, going to the cinema here, spending their money here, they're actually living in Perth. So the economy here, not so great, not as great, I guess, as what those who live here want it to be. This is actually the subject of a story that I've put together for 7 p.m. bulletins tomorrow night, a special that we've done while we've been here in the goldfields. We've met some amazing people, so do tune in for that tomorrow night.
Look forward to seeing it, Rachel. Thanks so much for being with us.